So hello guys, and today we are gonna see what is bubble sort. So bubble sort is what we have an array which is having element 5, 3, 8, 4 and 2. What happens in bubble sort is that we keep the smallest element in the first part and the largest element in the last. So bubble sort happens when there are two elements which are adjacent element getting compared and they are getting swapped, and the largest element is getting settled at the last. So let's start doing bubble sort. So step 1, comparing first two numbers. So since 5 is greater than 3, they will swap and it will become 3, 5, 8, 4 and 2. This is the first array, and after swapping it becomes 3, 5, 8, 4, 2. Then we'll move on to the step 2. Then move on to the next pair. First we finished with these two pair. Now we'll move to the other pair. Move to next pair, compare 5 and 8. After swapping, we'll now move to these two pair. Since 5 is smaller than 8, no swapping will be there, and that will be continued as 3, 5, 8, 4, 2. Now we'll move on to the step 3, next pair, comparing 8 and 4. Comparing 8 and 4. So 8 is greater than 4. So obviously the swapping will be done, and new array will be 3, 5, 4, 8, 2. Now we have swapped all of the list. We have done with 3, 5, 4, 8, 2. But the 2 is the smallest element. We have to keep it in on the first place. So we'll again sort the array according to the first part. So after this, we'll go on to the second round. This is our final array now. 3, 5, 4, 8, 2. But 2 is the smallest element. We have to keep it on the first side. So we'll see the next pair, which is 8 and 2, and obviously 8 is greater than 2, so we'll swap it and our array will be 3, 5, 4, 2, 8. Again 2 is not in the first position, so we'll again swap it. On step 5 we'll compare 3 and 5. So 3 is lesser than 5, so obviously no swapping will be there, and 3, 5, 4, 2, 8 will be as it is. So on step 6 we'll compare 5 and 4. So 5 and 4, 5 is greater than 4, so swapping will happen and it will become 3, 4, 5, 2, 8. After that we'll move on step 7. Then we'll compare next elements, which are 5 and 2. After comparing we'll see that 2 is smaller than 5, so swapping will happen, then it will become 3, 4, 2, 5, 8. Comparing 3 and 4, obviously no swap will be there because 3 is smaller than 4. Then we'll move on to the next element, which is 4 and 2. So here swapping will be there, so we'll swap the element and it will become like 3, 2, 4, 5, 8. Again on fourth round, again swapping will be there, then we'll compare 3 and 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. We have got all the elements properly. The smallest element is in the first part and the largest element is in the last. So this is how the bubble sort is done, from the comparing the two adjacent element and shuffling the smallest element in the front while keeping the largest element in the last. This is the code of the bubble sort, but most of the people doesn't know how the code works. For example, we have given an array of 5, 3, 8, 4, 2. Now here a statement is written for I in range len array. What does this mean? Length of array is nothing but the array length. How much elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So length of array will be 5. I is nothing but number of round, as we have seen in our example that we are having first round, second round, third round, fourth round, and finally on fourth round we got our swapped array. So I is nothing but the number of round. It starts from 0 and ends with 4 or till n. So we got this statement, and now we'll see for j in range 0, length of array minus I minus 1. So we'll see here for I in range is 5. For j can be comparing to adjacent element. Adjacent element is like 5 or 3, and another next will be 3 or 8 or 8 or 4. So j can be comparing to adjacent element, or j can be index element, are represented by j. For example, if the array 0 is then it is 5, array 1 is there, then it is 3, array 2 is then it is 8, array 3 it is 4, array 4 it is 2. So it is like this. For j in range 0, which we have taken then length of array minus I minus 1. Length of array we already know, which is 5, and I is will take as 0 only. So for I in range is 5, for j in range is 0 minus 5 minus 1, so it will be 0 and 4. Next statement here it is given is, if array j is greater than array j plus 1. What do you mean by array j? Now array j is nothing but our current number. As you can see here, our current number is 5, and array j plus 1 is our next element, which we will compare in both of them. If the element is smaller, we'll swap it and move it on the first position, and greater number will go in its position. So array j is current number and array j plus 1 is next number. And of course the logic is given here, array j comma array j plus 1 is equal to array j plus 1 comma array j. So if you understand this much, then you can put it in the code and you can understand the logic more clearly. If you look at the code, it will look sometime confusing, but if you think about it, what is I, what is length array, what is j, and what is array minus I, and what is array j and array j plus 1, if you understand it, then the code logic will be very much easier for you, and you can also solve it by using any elements of your choice and swap it. If you also want the swapping logic, I will explain in the next video, but make sure to like this video and comment for the next part.